getting colder. March. What are we? 12th, 18th, something. 19th, 18th. Day after St. Patty's Day. Here with Chris of MMO Reporter. Hey, man.
Hey, how's it going?
Doing well, and we are going to go kick some butt in Gigantic.
We are.
Which we just had a doozy of a time getting set up. Like, that was... Every possible thing that could have gone wrong went wrong.
Like, holy cow, that was a pain in the ass.
You couldn't install it, which I had the same problem last week when we went to stream. And then it doesn't stream easily. Like, XSplit doesn't auto-detect.
No.
And then we couldn't invite each other because you have to... So what did we have to do? You sent me a notification, a Windows 10 notification that you added me to your party. And then I had to go to the Xbox app to accept said invitation.
Yes.
And which then launched Gigantic and added me to your party.
Correct. But before any of that, I had to go to the Xbox app on Windows 10 and add you as a friend.
Right. And then I had to accept.
Yeah.
So, Gigantic, that's your first bit that needs to be addressed. And I assume that's probably actually more Microsoft's fault because they're definitely figuring that out still. Because as you were joking earlier, it feels very games for Windows Live.
Oh, it's game for Windows Live bad.
Yeah,
that's a new verb, right?
Yeah. And the idea they had around there again was a good idea, but they had no execution whatsoever.
No, not at all. And it's too bad because it'd be nice to make it easier to play with friends in a multiplayer game. You know, that tends to be something.
I think those go together.
Worthwhile.
That's generally
usually
considered. Yeah.
Most of the time.
Do you want to shoot out a tweet for us since I can't Alt-Tab?
Hey, I sure can.
And we will get moving. As you know, Gigantic is from James Spinney, one of the guys behind StarCraft, actually, and his team over at Motiga, which is the little, I don't know, gremlin-esque thing. Is there an actual name for that little guy that you know of?
No.
Okay. That's the company that makes it, Motiga. Oh, it's up here. It's right next to my name. That's their icon.
The little dude.
The little dude.
Little dragon sort of ish kind of maybe dude.
Yeah. Only it's like this big. You know, like even in the game, it's like a little stuffed animal sized.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get playing Gigantic, which for those of you in the like Overwatch, Battleborn, that kind of game, that'll give you the familiarity of what to expect if you don't know what Gigantic is already. Otherwise, it very much is a third-person MOBA-esque game. It is
esque, isn't it?
It is esque.
There's totally a MOBA.
Right. Certainly, the biggest difference would be there's no fodder. Right. There's no creep to kill. There's no just mindless minions. It is very much straight PvP.
Yeah.
There's no the idea of towers is completely different because they're living things. They're not this static tower. But I think the best way to explain it to them would probably just let's dive in and start playing. Let's fire up a quick match. Your team lead, right?
Are you set that you can't have your channel hosted? Because I'm trying to host you over on our channel and I can't quite get that working.
I don't know why that would be. I can check the settings really quick.
That's okay. We'll make it work. Well, I sent out a tweet. Okay. It's cool. Let's get playing.
All right.
So I guess I'm the leader, so I got to start this thing, huh?
Indeed. Yeah, and just to reiterate how bad it was to get everything installed and running, that Reddit little icon that they have there, we had to use that. We had to hit the forums and everything.
Yeah.
So it's pretty nasty.
The server was I couldn't. I did everything right, but the server, the download server was down for maintenance, so it wasn't available.
Yeah, and they don't and they don't give you any notification either.
No.
Which obviously this is in beta, so that will change.
Right.
But and overall, there are many things they need to change, right? Like even the UI, we saw some weird things.
Yeah, and I had some graphical issues when I was running in and playing the tutorial and stuff like that. But overall, I mean, I think you've played a whole bunch more than I, but I've played at a few different PAXs. I think 3 different PAXs I've played it at, and I've really enjoyed it every single time.
Oh, I totally agree. It's been very enjoyable.
Yeah, and they definitely have something that could be a very strong esport. Just the way the game is built, and watching it was very entertaining at the parties that they held at PAX East and PAX Prime.
It is a very entertaining game, and I don't think, unlike some of the straight MOBAs like League of Legends and Heroes, I think it's easier to understand what's happening. There's not so much going on the screen at once, and I think that's partially because you're in that third-person perspective, so you could literally just not be seeing half the fight because it's behind you,
Right.
or it's to your right or to your left, which makes it a bit more accessible when you're watching someone play. But once they do like a spectator view, which I don't recall seeing yet. Do you recall seeing like a spectate
I don't think so.
mode?
No, they've jumped from one player to
Yeah,
the other.
it's like-
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think if they did do that spectator mode, that's again where it can get like confusing to those not initiated already.
Right. Yeah.
Which I forgot what some game did that where it was one of the bigger ones, League or something, where they had a newbie streaming channel, and it was really interesting how different that ended up being. So it was like totally, they're like, if you have no idea what's going on in a game, come to this stream, and we'll explain what's happening and why, why that team fight went bad, and why
That's
they
a really
should be
good idea.
pushing. It was really interesting. I actually ended up watching that, partially because I hadn't been really ingrained in that game in a while.
Right.
But also just because I felt it really interesting. I thought it was a great idea, and I wanted to see what it'd be like.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
that's a really. I don't remember which game that was though. I don't even remember hearing about that.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely was one of the bigger ones. It might have even been something like Smite size, which is maybe the next tier down from League of
Right.
Legends or whatever. But I can't remember. It was a great idea. I don't know if obviously they still do it or whatnot, but how much do you actually watch like Twitch on the weekends and stuff, like all the world championships and whatnot?
Fairly regularly. Not so much the big championships and stuff like that, but I like to, when I'm playing a game, I tend to have other people playing. If I'm not streaming myself, I'll throw it up on Twitch and sort of listen to them playing and watch them playing as well while I'm going through, especially things like Black Desert, which I've been playing recently for review,
Yeah.
which is the best AFK simulator I have ever played.
One of our writers, Faraphasia, has played that quite a bit, and she's been enjoying it too. Hey,
There
match.
we go. Look at that.
All right, let's decline so we could just stare at a counter again. This is actually a problem. I'm actually kind of happy it was that quick, because this game, Gigantic, they were very much keeping the invites very low. And there's been so many other games we've tried to stream in beta where we just ended up having to stop because there was nobody there.
Yeah.
Orcs Must Die was that was a problem early on. It's way better now. It'd be like a 12-minute queue, and it's like, we can't stream this.
Yeah.
Oh, we got auto. Oh, I was like, we got auto assigned. Kind of.
Well, you don't have. You probably don't have many because you probably haven't played since the wipe, have you?
I haven't played since the wipe. I think I've played Woo.
Yeah, that's the bouncy dude.
Yeah, I prefer Sven. Oh, jeez, someone just switched off him. I think so. I could have went Sven. I really like. I generally like support or the assassin type.
Yeah.
In these. The only game I've ever actually really liked tanking in the MOBA-esque style, and again, this is a little, not straight MOBA by any means, would be Smite. Like, I love tanking in Smite. I hate it in League of Legends.
I think it's the third-person perspective. I think it makes a big difference. I enjoy Smite way more than I enjoy League. Even a little bit more than I enjoy, as far as the gameplay, like the view of it, more than the Blizzard one as well. Right? Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah.
But Heroes of the Storm is just such a better game than Smite, in my opinion, that it kind of overwhelms my preference for that viewpoint.
Yeah, I mean, it is Blizzard, right? Like,
yeah.
I find them to be very different games. I go to them for different reasons.
Yes.
My brother plays Heroes of the Storm, so every once in a while we get like Heroes of the Storm nuts.
Yeah.